Hello everyone, my name is DJ Neeks, and I'd like to welcome you to my quote-unquote playthrough, more so just probably series of videos, because I honestly still don't know how I'm going to be doing coverage of this game, but it is going to be my playthrough slash series of videos, however you want to call it, of, without question, the most famous and infamous MMO, probably video game, of all time. And that is Blizzard's crowning achievement, their crown jewel, I guess you could call it, World of Warcraft. Now, in this video alone, we're just going to be taking a look at the intro cinematics for the first, vanilla base game, and then each of the expansions that have come out since then, up to Legion, as that is when I am recording this, a month after Legion has launched. Just to give you an idea of when to do that, of when I'm doing this, at version 7.0.3. So, yeah. So first off, just to give you an idea of where I'm coming from with this, and why I have put off so long doing this. For one reason is because I never necessarily had the right proper motivation to want to play through this game, because I spent most of my time, when it comes to MMOs, in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Because I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, and that was like my ideal Star Wars game. Plus, it was made by BioWare, and you guys know how much I love BioWare and their storytelling. But, I also love Blizzard, and I love a lot of their other games, StarCraft, Diablo, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, Overwatch, but World of Warcraft was like the one that, it's like their most famous one, but yet it was the one I played the least. But with the recent expansion Legion adding certain things, I actually got excited to want to actually try leveling up a character for the first time in this game. And I'm in the process of doing that. And the playthrough or series of videos on this game will be coming soon at some point. But this is going to be the first of just a couple of videos just to kind of give you guys a preview of what's to come when it comes to my coverage of this game. In this video, we're just going to be looking at the intro cinematics when it comes to what the original game was like, what each expansion kind of gave you an idea of what it was going to be having or dealing with, and as each expansion came out, just to give you an idea of what was going on. So, in this first cinematic, we're going to be looking at the one that would open the game that you got now over 11 years ago. This game came out, and that's when this expansion came out. So I'm going to turn the game audio back up, and here we go. "10 years of Warcraft." Referring, of course, to Warcraft 1, 2, and 3.
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated. The drums of war thunder once again.
No one does cinematics in video games like Blizzard. Just incredible. One of the Night Elves. she is a druid and can become a cat. I like that this cinematic is showing what each race and each class can be capable of doing. Like here, clearly this is an undead warlock summoning a minion to do his bidding. A mighty and peaceful Tauren. Ferocious hawk. Amazing that it's been over 11 years since that came out. Alright. Next, the cinematic for the first expansion for this, the Burning Crusade. Featuring our favorite demon hunter, Illidan Stormrage.
Imprisoned for 10,000 years. Banished from my own homeland. And now you dare enter my realm. You are not prepared.
For those of you watching who don't know what that is, I will be going over each of the races and classes in a video where I look at the character creation aspect of this game. The polymorph. No, not the Murlocs. There he is. Guess what we are not?
You are not prepared.
World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade. Alright, next is, without question, my favorite cinematic of all these, of the following expansion. Wrath of the Lich King.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas.
He Oh, the song here is just beautiful. One of the great things about this cinematic is it harkens back to the story of Warcraft 3. Especially on the story of what happened to Arthas.
My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon
Frostmourne
of righteousness.
There's the pose. The famous pose that they turned into a bronze statue.
Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power.
I don't think he took that to heart. I just love how, like, it shows his eyes glowing and, like, it's like has light coming from his eyes. It's great. Woo, that's a big one. That is his own dragon, Sindragosa.
Truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people.
The Scourge Army.
I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
World of Warcraft. The Wrath of the Lich King. That cinematic is so good. It's visually incredible, and the fact that it's helping retell some parts of the story of Warcraft 3 with his father talking in the background while you see what he has become now, it's just so great. I love it. Next is the cinematic of the expansion that changed a lot of this game, especially the base game. It changed the whole world. And it is Cataclysm.
Pain. Agony. My hatred burns through the cavernous deeps.
Ooh, and I thought Sindragosa was a big one. Clearly not as big as this guy.
The world heaves with my torment. Its wretched
This
kingdoms quake beneath my rage.
is Deathwing. Now that is some dragon.
But at last, the whole of Azeroth will break. And all will burn beneath the shadow of my wings.
So yeah, because of Deathwing flying around, you could see like a lot of stuff was getting destroyed just because he was flying by. A lot of the base game changed because of him like wrecking havoc throughout the world. Next is the following expansion called Mists of Pandaria.
To ask why we fight is to ask why the leaves fall. It is in their nature. Perhaps there is a better question.
And what is that question? See an orc from the Horde, and a human from the Alliance. They each survived. And now they look for each other. To kill each other! But what is this strange land that they found? Ow. Oh. Oh. Hello. A third party has joined. What? That does not belong to you. They're like, yeah, why don't you take that? We'll take it together. I love this guy. He's like, bring it on.
Why do we fight?
Wow.
To protect home and family. To preserve balance and bring harmony. For my kind, the true question is, what is worth fighting for?
Nice. World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria. So yeah, it's the expansion that added the continent of Pandaria, it added the race of the Pandaren, and the class of the Monk. Next is the cinematic for the expansion, the previous expansion, which involved time travel. Warlords of Travel. And this has to do with the early history of the Warcraft story, like Warcraft 1 and 2. "35 years ago," involving some notable characters. Look who it is. Gul'dan. And Ramash Hellscream.
Drink, Hellscream. Claim your destiny. You will all be conquerors. And what, Gul'dan, must we give in return? Everything.
Shouldn't have told him that, Gul'dan. The actual history is that he did drink that, but he doesn't.
You would reject
Uh-oh.
this gift.
One of the demon lords of the Burning Legion.
And did you bring these mongrels here just to watch you die?
No. To watch you die. Oh, they've got him pinned. Look out! Ah! He's aiming it. Yeah, got it free. Boom! Woo! Right in the face. He saved him. Oh, what's the matter, Gul'dan?
This was not our destiny.
Garrosh!
Times change.
So yeah, the story here is that after what happened in Pandaria, that Garrosh goes back in time to change the future.
We will never be slaves! But we will be conquerors.
The portal to Azeroth. World of Warcraft. Warlords of Travel. And now for the last cinematic. The cinematic for the latest expansion that came out a month ago. Legion. Where the Burning Legion makes their return.
My son. A terrible darkness has returned to our world.
I believe that is King Varian, Rin of the Alliance,
Before,
speaking.
It seeks to annihilate everything that we hold dear. I go to face it, knowing I may
Yup,
not
that's
return.
him.
They're coming!
Broken Shores.
All my life I have lived by the sword. I've seen kingdoms burn, and watched brave heroes die in vain. It's been difficult for me to trust after losing so much.
Hello.
But from you, I have learned patience,
Sylvanas.
tolerance, and faith.
So they're working together right now. He's like, let's go get them together.
Open fire!
Woo! Nice shot, Sylvanas. They're going down! Coming in for a crash landing! He wasn't even like bracing for the impact, he was just kind of like, oh well, we tried.
Anduin, I now believe, as you do, that peace is the noblest aspiration. But to preserve it, you must be willing to fight.
Woo! Look at him go! He's like, I'll take you all on!
For Azeroth!
World of Warcraft, Legion. Which, of course, leads to the event called Broken Shores, which is what you immediately play if you use your boost. If you got, level 100 boost to get this, which is supposed to be the event that leads into this expansion, which, of course, has some things that happen that, of course, I won't spoil. Alright, so those were the cinematics of all of these. I mean, they're all great. All of the cinematics, I think, are great. Though Burning Crusade didn't necessarily do that much. I mean, it just kind of briefly showed Illidan, and then showed some aspects of different races fighting, which I thought that was unnecessary. I thought it should have just focused on Illidan. I think they learned from that, and they focused, and they realized we need to focus on that in each of these cinematics. Though this didn't necessarily focus that much on Legion. It focused more so on Varian. But I mean, Wrath of the Lich King, just that whole thing with Arthas, it's still my favorite of all of these. But I mean, all of them are great. So that was the cinematics. I'll be doing a video on the character selection aspect, and who else? How else I'll cover this. But hope you guys enjoy it, and stay tuned for more.